Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, this is amazing. Hello, welcome to this video. My name is Dan, aka Lucid, and today it's finally here. The brand new album from Lady Gaga, Mayhem, is actually out, and I am very excited to be reacting to it, so let's go. Okay, so this is like such a big moment for me, such a big moment for the channel. For those who don't know, I started this channel 5 years ago, almost. In 2020, it was May, there was a brand new album coming out, and it was the 6th studio album from Lady Gaga, Chromatica. And it was the video that launched my channel. I just on a whim thought, I'm going to react to the new Lady Gaga album because I'm a massive Gaga fan and I reckon it'll be a good video. And then the rest is history. And here we are, we've got the 7th album, finally, 5 years later. Obviously with Gaga, it's like, she's got lots of stuff going on. And it seems like emotionally it has taken her a lot for her to get to a place where she feels ready to jump back into the pop machine, because there's been a lot of traumatic stuff that's gone on in her past. It felt like Chromatica was like, we're slowly pulling out these demons, forcing her to start facing them, you know? We all heard 911 and Replay. Like, there's some real demon slaying going on in that album. And from the interviews and stuff since, it seems as if Mayhem is now being created in a place where it's like, okay, I'm actually in a healthier place. Let me go back to these dark, twisty places and rediscover them. And I, for one, am so excited. I've got my Enigma Vegas show t-shirt on. I've got my nails painted. We're going to a Lady Gaga club night tonight where we're celebrating the launch of Mayhem. So I'm going to have a great day. It's one of those things where you're like, but what if I don't like it? There's a bit of like nerves. I mean, I've literally loved every single one of her albums, even Joanne. Like, I'm even a fan of Joanne. So, you know. But yeah, before we jump into the video, if this is your first video from me, then welcome to the channel. I am a reactor who loves to jump into the theory. I love to jump into the art behind the artist, you know, all the kind of really getting in the weeds. And so if you like that kind of thing, then make sure to subscribe and make sure to check out my other videos. If you are a long-time viewer of the channel and you want to experience this video in all of its glory with no cuts or anything, then you can do so over on Patreon, where there's loads of other bonus content. I've really been upping the bonus content over on Patreon as well, including uncut versions of new music, which is the stuff I do for shorts, but you get the uncut version. I've voted for monthly bonus album reaction that probably wouldn't do very well on YouTube, but I still want to react to it. And there are song requests and album requests and stuff in the upper tiers as well. And everyone gets all those videos. So it's like, it's a cavalcade of reactions for you. But yeah, so if you want to go over to Patreon, then make sure to do so. The link is in the description. If you want to check out my podcast episode featuring Lady Gaga, I will leave a link for you. Me and the fabulous other YouTube reactor, Fern Stone, dug through 3 of her most underrated songs and gave them a bit of an analysis. And so that is available on all streaming services. Yeah, and when it comes to this video, let me know what your top 5s are. Something that everyone loves doing on the channel is like leaving their top 5 from the album in the comments. I go through and read them, seeing how it compares to my top 5. And you know, it's really cute. Wait around to the end of the video. I will share with you my favorite song from the album right at the end. So yeah, it's a reason to watch all the way to the end. Like, comment, subscribe, etc. We want this to do well. I want to share my love of Gaga with the world. Cool. Okay. The time has come. I can't believe we're finally here. It's been so long. Okay, so Disease and Abracadabra are first. So let's listen to them within context of the album. It's very important to me to listen to an album in order, obviously. Let's go. Okay. There are no more tears to cry. I am very much of the opinion that Disease is like so underrated. People say it flopped. How? It's just such a good song. It just slams. Oh, so good. Screaming for me, baby, like you're gonna die. I could be your antidote tonight. I can smell your sickness. I can cure your disease. I also love this idea of like you know, her music, her creation of music being the thing that cures our diseases. There's kind of a thread there. I could be an antidote tonight. Lay me down like 1, 2, 3. I'll throw back in ecstasy. I'm so excited to hear this live in the club tonight. And abracadabra. Ooh, it's gonna be so good. Cure disease. If you were a sinner, I could make you believe. Cure your disease. Yes, son. It goes off every time. I've listened to this so much and I just cannot get enough. I can cure your disease. Amazing. Hits every single time. The production on that is so good. Like, slamming is really the word, especially for the drums. Like, the drums are just like so intense, so full. So they just slap you around the face. And it seems as if like that's the continuum between Disease and Abracadabra is the drums. And I'm thinking, although like it seems as if the album might end up being quite fractured in terms of genre, it seems as if maybe the drums are going to be the thing that holds it together. Obviously, that's a bold prediction for me to make, having only heard one song. But that's what I think. I think the other thing I wanted to say that encapsulates both Disease, Abracadabra, and Happy Mistake and Die With A Smile is, obviously we talked, like I spoke about in the intro, about how Gaga's in a place where she feels like almost like safer, healthier. I've seen all the interviews. I watched the Hot Wings. She's doing SNL. I'm excited to see that. All the bits I've seen of her online, she just seems so happy, relaxed, kind of very cute actually in her presentation at the moment. And it almost gives me a feeling of like, this is like her with the confidence to truly let the kind of wall down. Obviously the art is an expression of who she is and it always has been. But like, for me, I really have loved getting to know her in a kind of almost like this new level where it actually feels more vulnerable and more intimate in these kinds of interview situations. And she just seems so much happier. Actually, now when I look back at like the Joanne interviews and stuff, she looks fucking tired, doesn't she? I mean, the pain is obviously like a big thing for her, the fibromyalgia. Now it just feels like she's free. And as a result, I feel like these 4 new songs that have come out between September and obviously pre-Mayhem are just some of the best ones she's ever written. And it feels like maybe this is a really good place for her to be writing from. And so I'm very excited. We've still got to listen to Abracadabra again before I can listen to new stuff. But let's check out the lyrics for Disease just to kind of start pulling apart some of the threads and some of the concepts that we might be looking forward to throughout the album. If you want to actually check out my first reading and my first reaction to Disease, I did a short of it and the music video, but you can watch those things uncut on Patreon. And for Abracadabra too. So, there are no more tears left to cry. I heard you begging for life, running out of medicine. You're the worst you've ever been. She loves a theme, Gaga, when it comes to writing. She wraps everything around a central metaphor and then allows you to kind of put your own kind of meaning for those metaphors onto the songs. And this one's like very much one of those, like, you know, you really get this picture of like this potentially lover, potentially have had running out onto the street, like maybe like covered in like gross pustules or something. And you're like begging her for life. You're begging her to save you, for salvation. In the bedroom, potentially, that's kind of partly how it feels. But also, I do kind of get this kind of fan to Gaga kind of reaction in this song. And she's saying, I could play the doctor, I can cure your disease. It's not coming from a point of like, this is overwhelming. You're overwhelming me with your need for a cure. She's saying, actually, if you need that from me, I am actually in a place where I can actually be that for you now. You know, like I'm coming from a place of health. You're so tortured when you sleep, plagued with all your memories. You reach out and there's no one there, like a god without a prayer. Or maybe the character is music. Maybe it's like the embodiment of music. And she's like, as this person, as this kind of creative outlet, I can save you, you know? And so maybe it's like almost like a process of her own salvation through music. Because like we've seen in the music videos, we've got like the first one, you have this like witch doctor type character who's this figure of power. We also have the witch in the second one who's casting the spell, in Abracadabra, who is another figure of power. So it's almost like maybe she's like moving between figures of power, almost like looking for salvation. Maybe they are the songs themselves. I don't know. We're getting deep already. Let's go on to Abracadabra again within context. Let's go. Huh. I don't know the dance routine, I just know this bit. I love this song. I just could listen to it over and over again. Hold me in your arms tonight. This is getting me so hyped. Now you're both in a trance. It's time to cast your spell on the night. Abracadabra, abra unana, abra ugaga, abra ugaga. I swear I know the words. Feel the beat under your feet, the floor's on fire. I just keep saying that to myself randomly, like walking around the flat, like as the dust flies, watch it burn. In the magic of the dark moonlight. Abracadabra, ama unana, abracadabra, mota ugaga. There we go. Death or love tonight. God, the bit in the music video, I was fucking losing my mind. You need to watch that reaction if you haven't seen it, because I explode, basically. Also, I didn't even pick up on the Phantom of the Opera reference here, which I should have as a musical theatre geek. Like, come on. Abracadabra, abra unana, tonight. I mean, as albums go, to have those as the first two songs, it's just like, come on. It's just brilliant. And like I said, the best music of her life. She's writing some of the best shit. She's written so many good songs in so many different styles and so many different genres. I think that was the thing that really kind of got me into Gaga, was almost I came in through Born This Way, The Fame Monster, particularly Speechless. But I think the time I became a mega fan was actually through the Joanne era, because it kind of almost felt like an easier entry. You know, it's like a slightly softer entry. And then I just went mad and flew to Vegas to see her. To then go through A Star Is Born and experiencing the brilliant music in that, even the stuff that's most meant to sound like shit pop music is fucking great. And some of the best ballads of her career as well. And yeah, and the thing is, she's written so many good songs in the past, and now it just feels like she's firing on every single cylinder. And it's she's having such a huge moment as well, and it's just so exciting. And I just love how Abracadabra's popped off in the way it has. It feels justified. It feels as a little monster, I'm just so happy that people get it again, you know. Obviously she has found a lot of success, especially with movies and stuff, but it kind of got to a point where it almost felt like she was the underdog again after art pop happened, and people kind of fell off of her in the kind of mainstream. I felt like I've had to over-explain to people no, she's not just a crazy person, she's an artist. She's she's a performance artist. There's so much detail and so much thought that goes into every single thing that she does, and now it feels like people are getting it again. You know, people are actually back on board. I'm just, yeah. And everything's happened to Abracadabra just made me so happy. And let's talk about Abracadabra, because, again, slamming drums, I feel like maybe Disease is maybe more of a grower, whereas Abracadabra just hits you around the face straight away, and the kind of dance, techno brings out the best in Gaga's crazy side, you know. Pay the toll to the angels, drawing circles in the clouds. Keep your mind on the distance when the devil turns around. Hold me in your heart tonight in the magic of the dark moonlight. Save me from this empty fight in the game of life. Again, it's quite an open metaphor. I feel like Gaga writes lyrically from a place that's about the feeling of every single lyric. You know, it's all about casting a spell, for lack of a better term, with your lyrics. You know, there's again an idea of a savior. Save me from this empty fight in the game of life. It's in the most trying time, when you're at your lowest, because of the game of life, you know, we might be looking at politics, we might be looking at environmental crisis, we might be looking at personal struggles. There is salvation in music. There's salvation in the dance floor. And that's something that Gaga's touched on before in the past, but almost feels even more powerful now because of what's going on in the world, but also what has happened with Gaga herself. On the last album, in Free Woman, she talked about, you know, this is the dance floor I fought for. And now it feels as if there's an ownership of that dance floor that she fought for. You know, she's casting her spell on every dancer. Everyone on that floor is there living their absolute best life, expressing their emotions, finding this savior on the dance floor through her music, you know. It's empowering Gaga in a way that kind of hasn't been there since Born This. And yet since then, she's been the one struggling, I think. And now we're back to a place of where she's the puppeteer. She is the witch casting a spell on the dance floor, you know. And the chorus being a spell is just great because it's a great way for her to get her weird Gaga-isms out. Because we all know that like some of her hookiest stuff, rah, rah, ooh, ah, ah, etc. That's like where she's found so much success. And I love that she's managed to like reframe all that kind of like the Gaga-isms into something like a spell, because it almost kind of gives it like a fictional kind of context to be saying those things rather than just the kind of just for the hell of it, you know. It's great. Really, really cool. Yeah, feel the beat under your feet, the floor's on fire. Like the spell is the song. It's like that feeling when you're on a dance floor and it's like a high unlike any other, because you're enchanted under this spell of the music, of this group congregational feeling. And she's capturing all that within this song, you know. The element of death is obviously present in both, and it kind of gives it this almost like super kind of dramatic, witchy kind of energy as well. But yeah, a theme of death is very key. I've spent the first half an hour introducing and doing two songs that I've already heard. So we're in for a ride. Right. Okay. So let's go on to the next one. Oh my God. An actual new song. Okay. So Garden of Eden. We've got the creation tale from Christianity. We've obviously had her playing with Christianity and subverting Christianity in the past. Life and death, temptation, cardinal things. Okay. Oh God. Okay. Let's go. Okay. This is fun. Okay. Kind of bratty. Amazing. It's kind of got a Bloody Mary kind of tinge, hey? Oh, nice. Yeah, okay. Nice melody, hey? Yeah. Cool. It's almost like kind of got a little bit of Hey Mickey to it as well. I love that so much. Nice. More salvation on the dance floor. I love this idea of like the temptation of the Garden of Eden, that sin, diving whole body into that sexual tension on the dance floor, you know? I'm not sure about like the kind of chanty vibe. It's very interesting. It kind of sits almost like comically within the center of the song, you know? I could be your girlfriend. I love this line. For the night. Yeah. I love that. Oh. Garden of Eden. Cool. Synth, so cool. I love the chaos in the production there at the end. So cool. An interesting song on a first listen. I feel like I'm going to have to listen to that a few more times. Like there's a lot of things going on, but like undeniably that kind of chorus melody is just so great. Kind of choral moments are very random. I love it. But I think I'm going to have to listen to that a few more times. Mad. Again, like we've got more kind of sonic through line with the drums and the synths and everything. I love the element of chaos and the element of mayhem that is expressed within the sound design. Yeah, I ought to take you to the Garden of Eden. It's kind of, it almost sounds like Hey Mickey or Hot to Go, you know, for instance. Let's look at the lyrics. Go get your friends and meet me on the floor. Yeah, out of candy, I can get you more. You started slurring. And then I'll start to squeal. I'm falling over in my 9-inch heels. I could be your girlfriend for the weekend. You could be my boyfriend for the night. My excuse to make a bad decision, but he's getting close under the lights. I've been feeling this familiar feeling like I've known you my whole life. I love that. Take you to the Garden of Eden, poisoned apple, and take a bite. Yeah, I love this idea of connecting. I feel like I've known you my entire life. You know, we're in this moment together, and I feel like I've known you my entire life. Let's go fuck, I think. I love the connection to this idea of temptation, the original sin, you know. And she's just like, yeah, fuck that, you know. Like there's a real kind of expression of like freedom within sexuality in this, you know. Like sometimes we all need to be able to go out and make bad decisions sometimes, you know. Yeah, I love this feeling of like the adrenaline, the freedom, just the sound of it is like kind of caught me off guard, to be completely honest. Okay, let's go on to the next one. This is Perfect Celebrity. Love that synth and that drum track. That's like a... Oh yes, okay, shit.
I'm made of plastic like a human doll.
Like a plastic doll.
Don't hurt at all. You say I love you, I disintegrate.
Oh.
She's asleep on the ceiling.
Oh, I love her voice in this. Yes. Oh. Oh, fuck. The euphoria in that chorus just fucking sends me. This like verse sizzling with tension and the chorus just, whew, it's great. Yeah, this obsession with the failure of celebrity. Maybe this is actually truly unpicking the post-art pop element of her career. Wow. Oh, I just adore the chord there. Gives it this like lift, you know? Oh, so good. There's almost like this kind of robotic thing to it too. Hey, perfect celebrity, you know? Like she's playing the plastic character. Oh. Oh, I love the rage in this. Oh. Oh. Yes. Oh, so good. Oh. Oh. Sick. This sounds like art pop, doesn't it? But like the evolution. Oh, fuck me. I loved that. Just the thing is, her voice in that song like expresses like the pain, the rage. It's the similar kind of feeling I got when I listened to Happy Mistake for the first time. You can hear the absolute like crisp pain in her voice. And it's like I'm using this song as a vehicle to express my deep rage against like what it is to be a celebrity and our society's obsession with fame and watching these people crash and burn. And this is like, fine, I'll play your fucking game and I'll do that for you. Do you know what I mean? It's like just so palpable. And just the way that the song is put together, the tension of the verses exploding into the chorus and that middle eight that has both the tension and the explosions in quick fire kind of alternating. It's just so powerful. And then I love the fact that all these songs have great outros as well, like the outro that really kind of like pulls it apart and really tears it apart and gives you that kind of art pop-esque kind of feeling of like the synths taking over the world. You know, it's kind of got that real kind of like, you know, feeling to it. It's so good. I made a plastic like a human doll. You push and pull me. I don't hurt at all. I don't have pain. I don't have any blemishes on my skin. I am perfect. I talk in circles because my brain, it aches. You say, I love you. I disintegrate. She's so exhausted with maintaining this idea of being this perfect celebrity that she doesn't know what to do with a basic human interaction anymore. You know, I've become a notorious being. Find my clone. She's asleep on the ceiling now. Oh my God, almost like the idea that she has to like separate her true self from that of her celebrity figure. And it's almost like this phantom that's like hanging around on the ceiling, this phantom of her own fame. Can't get me down. You love to hate me. I'm the perfect celebrity. So rip off my face in this photograph. Perfect celebrity. You make me money. I'll make you laugh. You love to hate me. I'm the perfect celebrity. I look so hungry, but I look so good. Fucking hell. Tap on my veins, suck my diamond blood, choke on the fame and hope it gets you high. I'm going to throw my phone across the room. connections to the fame. It's like her revisiting the themes of the fame and the fame monster, but like after she's been through it all, you know? My God. Sit on the front row, watch the princess die. Princess Diana, obviously. People are so fascinated with tearing down the celebrity. And the only way to get through it is to put on this hard, shiny plastic outer coating and detach yourself from your true self, you know? Catch me as I rebound without a sound. Save me, I'm underground, I can't be found. Hollywood's a ghost town. You love to hate me, I'm the perfect celebrity. Hollywood's a ghost town because it's full of people who are just pretending to exist, but their true selves are buried under the ground. And her true self is wanting to get out. She's like, I need savior. I need a savior. I need salvation. And this is every single song so far. I need salvation. Her body, her true self is buried underground and she needs salvation. Oh my God, this is amazing. Okay. Right. Next one. Let's go on to Vanish Into You.
Saw your face and mine.
Cool. Vocals. Okay. Where are we now? This is giving me kind of almost like 70s, wow, kind of groovy. Oh, yeah. Oof. Oh, God, that melody is great. It's like fear, needing to escape. I love this idea of being seen. I just can't cope with that. It's so good. Her image, her public image, her self-image. To vanish into somebody, it almost feels like this is to a partner. Oof. It was golden though. A drum hit. I love that build there. When I die, I vanish into you. Interesting, hey. Cool. Another really interesting one, like sonically, like it feels like she's really quite experimental within the sound of this album. She's really playing around. She's throwing things out that feel quite kind of surprising. Like those like jangly guitars were giving me kind of a bit of 70s funk. Obviously you've got the heavy hitting vibes. You've then got like the piano, which almost like feels sonically connected to Star Was Born era kind of Gaga, you know? I feel like she's merging these two sides of her creative expression in a way. And actually, maybe this is the theme for the album. We've got the movie star, you know, does all that kind of classic stuff. And then we've got the subversive pop star. And maybe this is her attempt to kind of like take those two sides of her personality and put them together. Maybe this is why we're getting so much of this kind of like, I'm leaving my body, I'm vanishing into somebody else, I'm a ghost, I'm disconnected from my body, I'm underground but my body's above ground. It's all those kinds of things. Like, because maybe like she feels fractured and she needs to bring it all back together. That's in the album cover. We've got fractured photography for all the special album covers, you know, her doing different faces in different directions and splicing them together. It feels fractured and I think she's attempting to put it together. And sonically you can kind of hear that, even though it's like a bit strange in this song. You can hear it. Saw your face and mine in a picture by our bedside. I've been waiting for you, crying out. Do you see me? Into the night we fly, sirens blow by our heads. Do you see me? Do you see me now? For me, it's almost like maybe giving me like maybe early stages of her relationship with Michael. And maybe there's this idea that like within her relationships, she struggles to be truly herself. Maybe because of the expectation of being Lady Gaga. And it's almost kind of giving me like, you know, your face and mine, a picture of our bedside, like we're in a relationship together. Maybe we've moved in together actually at this point, and yet she's still asking these questions. Can you see me? Do you truly know the real me? We were just happy to be alive. When I die, can I vanish into you? Wow. Interesting that she brings that in right at the last moment, you know. Again, more connection to death, the limited time we have on this planet, the existential dread. But is she asking to vanish into Michael? But then I'm like, I don't know, but certainly we're getting more like, who am I? Do you understand who I am? Can you truly see me? Or am I just a ghost? Am I actually truly existing, or am I just a ghost? Like, that feels like quite a key kind of theme. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cool. This is Killer with Gesaffelstein. I'm going to assume is like some German producer, potentially.
Killer.
Oh, yeah.
Standing on the corner, smoking that gas, and the boys all pass me by. Bird in disguise. Yeah, you wanna be cool.
Love it.
Dance, scream, believe that me.
Oh.
Scream, that's a matter of fact. Don't be a fantasy.
It's so cheeky.
Lighten up my fun.
Killer.
Cigarette, I'll burn a hole before a homicide.
That double track vocal is sick. Love the kind of almost like kind of laid back groove in this. There's almost like a kind of retro feeling to this song, isn't there? Like, you know what this like reminds me of? I don't know why, but you know the guy, the famous like tattooed guy that she had in the Born This Way video? Just give me those vibes. I don't know why. Okay. I love that this is going off. Scream. Yes.
Killer.
Great. I just love this. Is like her sitting back with a cigarette, like, you know. So good. Oh my God, that's like got like an intense amount of fucking sass. Like, oh my God, literally just like so powerful in that way. You know, she's just like, what of it? I love the character that she inhabits on that song. I just love how kind of like laid back and confident that whole thing feels, you know? Again, like bringing in this feeling of death again, Killer. Yeah, like a really unexpected vibe, but a really welcome vibe, you know? Very cool. And like the production on it from the guest producer, I guess, and that section probably is all like that person's vibe, really was so cool because it just built up a really unexpected amount of tension within that drums, and then like it almost like took it to a place where you're expecting it to just go off and instead just goes Killer. It's just like, it's fierce. Standing on the corner smoking that grass and all the boys pass me by, talking some shit with your hand on my ass. I'm a murderer in disguise, gonna make the curtains cream. Oh my God. Oh my God. Believe it. Gonna make the ceiling shake for me. I'm gonna be your full-time bedroom demon. I'm gonna make you scream. That's a matter of fact. I'll be your fantasy. I'm the killer. And boy, you're gonna die tonight. Killer. I love how like laid back and casual the way it's sung, but the lyrics are like fucking intense. It's like, I am so sexually powerful and ferocious that I'm gonna like like haunt your house. I'm gonna make the curtains scream. I'm gonna make the ceiling shake. I'm gonna possess you. You know, it's like, it's so cool. Looking at you like a zombie killer, hungry for a homicide. I love this. If I get you alone under your skin and bone, I'ma try you on for size. Oh my God. How about I wear you out like my favorite suit? Will's paralyzed. My God. Amazing. Such amazing double entendres with sex and like murder. I'm a demon that's going to skin you and wear your skin, but you're going to love it. You know, it's so good. Wow. But the thing that really sends it home is that she doesn't sing it in a demonic way. She sings it like in a really light, laid back way, which just like, it's just genius for me. Like, I love it. Okay, let's go to the next one. This is Zombie Boy. More death. I feel like death is like key. Death is key. Cool. Let's go.
We're about to be up all night, waking up, but put your paws all over me. You zombie boy.
Okay. Now we're going to the disco. We're going to the disco? Oh. Yeah. This album is wild. It really is. She's like unhinged in this album.
Can't be this way.
Oh.
I could be a type from your zombie bite.
It's like, bite me and I'll be your type, you know? I love that. It's so fun. Oh. Yeah. Oh. That's oh, God, the fucking melodies in this are so good. I love this. I don't think I've ever heard Gaga do something like this, like a schoolyard chant. So cool. Black Jesus, Black Jesus, Black Jesus. It's giving me that vibe. Amazing. Oh, fuck me. She's fucking chaos in this album. I'm obsessed with it. Like, who would think to like write a song that's like, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna get with a guy and he's like been dancing so long that he looks like a zombie, and she's like, I'm gonna let you bite me, you know? But then for the song to be a disco song, but then also to have like a schoolyard chant in it, but then also to have all this like really kind of dry, like thumpy kind of like back and forth kind of production that really kind of makes it go wild. It's like she's like pulling together such like crazy kind of disparate things and smashing it into the middle and seeing what works, you know? It's so cool. And I love to kind of see her in a place where she's like creating with such freedom, you know. It truly feels like that. It's wild, you know. It really kind of captures that feeling of mayhem and the chaos, you know. Yeah, fabulous. It's so good. I wasn't expecting like wake up in the middle of the night, the zombie boy, you know. It's just random. I love it. We're about to be up all night, waking up a zombie. So put your paws all over me, you zombie boy. It's good. There's something so retro about it, but also absurd, you know? See you over there in the back of the party and your girlfriend isn't here. Boy inside a cage looking angry and tired. Looks like you've been up for days because you're an animal. The cage maybe being like an unhappy relationship. And it just can't be this way. Oh, I can't see straight. And my hands are tied. I could be your type from your zombie bite. I shouldn't get with you. My hands are tied. But like the actual kind of literal, like being tied up, waiting to be devoured by a zombie kind of vibes, you know. I could be your type from your zombie bite because it'll bite you and I'll also be a zombie. You know, it's just so good. We're about to be up all night, waking up as a zombie. I think you're really sly, like a lion on the hunt for this kitten over here. It's like this kind of like animalistic need for like sexual gratification. And there's this feeling of like, there's so many things that maybe mean that we shouldn't be together, but I need this, like feral, you know, like a carnal desire. You're better off a fantasy. Yeah, okay. I don't want you to stay, but I can't watch you walk away. I think about you in my dreams. I see you in my dreams. You're better off a fantasy, my fantasy. Goodbye, I'll see you in my dreams. I'm not sure whether she makes the decision to walk away or not. Maybe she doesn't make that decision. I like the idea that like she's fractured, like she doesn't know whether she should go for this person or not, because actually it would be wrong of her to do so. But there's a need, like a carnal desire in there. Like a zombie, it's wrong that they're eating people, but they need it, you know? It's, you know, it's great. What a great analogy. Who writes a song about zombies like that? Like, come on. My eye detection keeps getting Gaga. This is what always happens when I put this album on the backdrop, but it's got to be done. Right, next one. This is Love Drug. Let's go. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Around hoping this one will make me blind. But I'm gonna fight the feeling instead. Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh. Great. Oh, so good. She could just write just like hook after hook after hook. Like, come on. I love that melody. Na, 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 na. And melodies just sound so good, you know. Oh, yeah.
Taste the last words that you spoke to me like wine.
Oh, I take the last words that you spoke to me like wine. Oh. I kind of love the smoothness of this one. It's kind of like a welcome kind of like resting point. I love this idea that she's like, I'm gonna fight that feeling. I'm gonna try and take some control over my own emotions rather than just putting them all on somebody else. Oh. Oh. I love that like this album plays around with rock styles, but almost like doesn't ever truly become anything that sounds like a rock song. It's really cool. So good. Yeah, fabulous. Really just beautifully, nicely put together song. Really just love that. Tight, catchy, well written, really well written. This is like the thing about Gaga, is that her songs are just really well written. She's just a really good songwriter. Like at the end of the day. Yeah, oh, just really satisfying to listen to. Really like that. And I like this idea that like the love drug almost like being maybe her partner, Michael. I've got my own Michael. And who is almost like a salvation for her. I'm getting this feeling that she's quite dependent on him. And maybe she met him at a time where she was more emotionally vulnerable and emotionally dependent. But she's almost like trying to fight through that need. It's almost like that love is a drug for her because it almost like gives her what she needs in the moment. And yet she's like, actually, maybe it's unfair for me to put that all on you. And so I'm gonna go out and I'm going to dance until I can't feel these feelings anymore. You know, I'm going to actually maybe try and take ownership over my own kind of anxiety, my own sadness. And that, I mean, it's such a key thing. This whole album, we've had so much of this, like trying to like take these fractured parts of herself and put them back together. And this is just another kind of element of that. I feel like people can help you grow and help you change, but unless you take the decision to like take that on yourself and actually do it yourself, then it's not going to stick. If you're like overly dependent on romantic relationships to heal you, then you're putting too much pressure on that relationship. And when you put too much pressure on that relationship, is it breaking down? Maybe this is what's happened in her previous relationships and she's trying to learn from that. River in my eyes, I've got a poem in my throat. Hear the music and it takes me by surprise. Pictures in my mind, they come faster than they go. Another round, hoping this one will make me blind. Yeah, this kind of almost like feels like her songwriting process. I know this time I won't escape these thoughts in my head. I need you tonight, but I'm going to fight the feeling instead. Yes, it's just so good. I don't want to feel, I don't want to cry. So I'm going to dance until I feel all right. Just love it. It's just such a good line. I just need a dose of the right stuff. I just need a hit of your love drug. Thought we'd last a lifetime. When I'm mumbling alone, I taste the last words that you spoke to me like wine. So maybe this is a reflection on her previous relationships, you know? She thought that that her last, you know, engagement, she's been engaged like 4 times. She thought it was going to last a lifetime, but then she's left on her own. The love drug, the connection to alcohol, and taste the last words that you spoke to me like wine. It's like, oh, it's so stunning. She's still getting drunk on the love that she had rather than actually going into herself and actually solving these problems, trying to figure out a relationship, you know. My heart is in a bind. If I could bear it on my own, I wouldn't try so hard to be numb. I know this time I won't escape these thoughts that I dread. I need you tonight, but I'm going to fight the feeling instead. This seems to be inspired by her love life and the way that she hasn't maybe been able to put all the pieces together until meeting Michael. Like, obviously, we've had connections between drugs and love before, like so many times. Like I tell this all the time within pop songwriting. But the way that she puts it here, it's like a need to resist the drug, a need to like be independent, feel independent, actually work through that independence so that she can enter into a new relationship in a healthy mindset. I just like, yeah, there's just like, the thing is, there's just so much like incredible depth within her songwriting, you know, like so many people can write a bop, but like she has the ability to infuse it, not only like some of the best bops of all time, but infuse it with meaning and story and depth, you know. It's so considered and it comes from a place of like honest love of songwriting, you know, at its most basic form. And you can sense that through everything that she does. Right, okay, let's go on to the next one. This is How Bad Do You Want Me? Okay. Interesting synth.
I know how bad do you want me?
Okay. Just give me Plastic Doll vibes. Like the sound of it.
And you're afraid that she might leave. How How bad, bad do you want me?
Oh, yes. Oh. This almost feels like a kind of connecting to songs like Bad Kids, for instance. That kind of like beautiful melody with like melancholy in it. Oh, She's on Your Mind, but I got a tattoo of it last week. Yeah. I love how it's almost like going back to the almost like childlike innocence of like songs like Hair and Bad Kids, you know. Oh.
How bad do you want me for real?
Oh. It's almost like revealing the kind of soft heart that's underneath the kind of bad kid vibe, you know? Again, two versions of her, the external presentation and the internal intimacy and vulnerable person at the center of that.
How bad do you want me?
I love that. Sometimes, like, throughout her career, throws in these, like, euphorically, surprisingly, like, sweet sounding songs, you know. I've always felt that about like the song Bad Kids, which I really like, and like Hair in a way, even though Hair does get really dirty and grimy, and like Free Woman, for instance, you know. And I love seeing that side of her kind of peek out. But just like, again, we're talking about two sides of her. We've got split personality. We've got fractured versions of her being trying to come back together. You saw the grungy person with the ripped up jeans and the attitude, and you fell in love with her. But what happens when you realise that that's all just a facade, you know, and actually within, I'm actually far more soft and sensitive. Will you actually want me then, you know? And it feels like it does kind of connect to Born This Way, you know, in that way. But like it connects to so many different eras from Gaga, you know. So I just had a little break to grab a biscuit, and my boyfriend decided to tell me that he's listened to the album and is enjoying it. But he also said that in this How Bad Do You Want Me song, that he thought that she sounded like Peter Griffin. Him going, I give you permission to go find him and roast him. Anyway, the good girl in your dreams is mad you're loving me. I know you wish that she was me. How bad do you want me? You're not the guy that cheats and you're afraid that she might leave. Because you like my hair, my ripped up jeans. You like the bad girl I got in me. She's on your mind like all the time. But I got a tattoo for us last week. Even good boys leave. How bad do you want me? It's the fear of like him leaving her because of like not living up to an expectation, because you hate the crash but you love the rush, and I'll make your heart weak every time you hear my name and she's on your brain and I'm here to kiss in real life. It's like two versions of her. It's like the expectation on her and who she truly is. You're so fucked up with your crew, but when you're all alone, it's true. You know exactly what we do. Yes, there's a sense that he's kind of like got a facade going on as well. And maybe there's a feeling, maybe there's an understanding that she's not alone in this feeling of like duality, you know, being truly yourself around your partner, being with your partner and like doing things in a baby voice or whatever, you know, it's something that you would never do in real life, right? But like you kind of almost like, you know, it's nice, it's cute. You know, that kind of duality exists in all of our lives, and it's quite difficult to bring those parts of yourself together. Maybe we need those different versions of ourselves, you know. The way that she's playing with this theme and how that plays into every song is just genius, isn't it? Like, how do you bring that theme so clearly and so concisely through into every single song? Like, it's amazing. Okay, let's go on to the next one. This is Don't Call Tonight. Ooh, okay. 80s dark disco vibes. Nice.
To me tonight.
Yeah.
I'm so addicted to
Yeah.
Don't call tonight.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Again, like another kind of like almost like laid back kind of like groove. She's really going everywhere on this album. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. There's this mirroring feeling. Ooh, vocoder. Hey. I love it. Oh. Yeah, I already know what you're gonna say. I get this feeling that she's almost like, please don't call to me, because I'm almost like in a kind of reactive, like, I know you're gonna leave me, don't talk to me kind of feeling, you know? That fade out sounds like, is it Marry the Night? There's a song on Born This Way that fades out exactly the same. Very cool. I kind of get this feeling of driving in that song. This song's coming on over the radio and she's just like, I'm driving away and I don't want you to call me. Don't talk to me. Like, I can't deal with these emotions. It's almost like the height of these emotions have come to this kind of boiling point. Yeah. I enjoyed the groove of it. I enjoyed the vocoder in it. Yeah. Just, again, brilliantly put together. Like, the melodies on this album, like, she's just really just honed her craft to the point where, like, every single melody she puts out just is so good. It just is so good. Like, just beautiful. Not only beautiful, but also very effective in storytelling, you know. Don't Call Tonight. I can't believe all the things I just said. Stars are descending. The street signs go by. A lonely ride. I need to cry to feel alive. I love how the song sounds like a driving song, and that's kind of the story of it as well. You know, there's something about the quality of the synth that makes it sound like it's coming through like a shitty car speaker. It's kind of got that vibe to it. I need to cry to feel alive. You pull me close and knock me down, then I beg to come back around. I'm so addicted to your lies, and in the mirror I get weak at the girl standing back at me. They're your eyes, they're your eyes. Don't call tonight unless you want to hurt me. Again, this almost feels like she's singing this to herself. You know, don't call tonight, tomorrow you'll deserve me. Oh, I thought she said desert me, but actually it's deserve me. The sun is rising, but we're out of the light. We twist the knife too many times. Say goodbye. Driving home to your favourite song and you scream so loud because you're all alone. I love this idea that there's like a freedom in being alone in the car, singing to your favourite song, because there's nobody around, because there's no one to judge you. You can be the true version of yourself. She needs that freedom from herself, you know? It's like she needs to be able to detach herself from her past crimes, fears, and the pain that she feels, and like the self-hatred and all that kind of stuff. Ooh. But she knows that like when she's in that moment on herself, she can return to herself. Okay, next one. This is Shadow of a Man. Oh, this is the da-na-na-na-na-na. That's that one. The tease. I already know it. Yes. Ooh. Got a plan. Yes. Ah. This is fucking great. Oh, those dry vocals. This chorus is fucking sick. Oh, this is so good. I love this. Okay, the shadow of the man, maybe that's the patriarchy. This is fucking amazing. I love these songs have so much space to breathe in them. It's just so good. Fuck off. Oh, Christ. That was fucking brilliant. That did not fucking let me down. We've had that tease for yonks, like since the end of the Chromatica fucking like tour movie came out in the summer. She teased LG7 with that just a tiny clip of this song, and like it's been in my head. I've watched that clip so many times, and like, it did not disappoint. What a fucking chorus. Those quick fire vocals that just come straight in. It's euphoric. It's just so amazing. And like for it to like do just before the pre-chorus, like make her voice completely dry and you can hear all the pain in it, and then just like smash into this like da 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 da. It's just like, oh, it's so nicely put together. Just brilliantly put together, and just the tension, the satisfaction of it, the kind of rage within it, the freedom within it. I love every single thing about that song. It just completely blew me away. I love it. Just like, oh my God. Oh yeah. Okay. Standing in the shadow of another man, lonely as the streets pass me by. Life ain't under pressure because I got a plan. Staring at myself in the eye, and I get this feeling I can't get enough because I start believing and my voice gets tough because I won't be used for my love and left out to cry. I don't want to fade into the darkness tonight. Show me the light. I don't want to be the one to fall on the knife to come alive. I'm about to be there. I'm about to be there. Watch me, I swear. I'll dance in the shadow of a man. Fuck me. So good. Oh, it almost feels like it is fighting against like the kind of patriarchy, you know, like, yes, I will exist within the shadow of the man, but I'm going to choose to dance. I'm going to choose to be powerful. I'm going to choose to be myself. I'm going to choose to express myself. It's almost like she's kind of playing this losing game. She's like left out to cry. She's falling on the knife. Almost like she feels as if maybe she needs to feel pain as a woman, as part of society, you know, and she's choosing to throw off those shackles in this song and just dance. But I just love like the through line of these different songs that explore different fractured parts of herself, only for her to have a song that's like, I know that there's this shadow hanging over me that's always going to be there, but instead of allowing myself to be this fractured person, I'm going to finally bring myself together, and dance is going to be that savior for me. I found that. And music, hard to be the yellow in a purple sky. She's had like the lyrics on this album I'm just obsessed with. I feel like her lyricism has reached like a new point of dexterity and beauty and incredible metaphor writing. Like, yeah, peeking through the eye of the storm, gotta be the truth or you'll become a lie. See, this is the thing, is that you gotta live your truth, otherwise you'll just become that lie. And that's the thing that she's been stuck with, this idea of this plastic version of the perfect celebrity that she's had to become. She's not that person, and so she needs to find a way, and she seems to have found a way to be the truth, otherwise you'll just become a complete lie and become a shell of yourself. A plastic shell of the perfect celebrity. When I get this feeling I can't get enough because I start believing and my voice gets tough. It's almost like embodying elements of masculinity in order to kind of have this tough exterior. I can't ignore the voice within, and a woman can't lose, but you still pretend because I won't be used for my love and left out to cry. Yeah. It feels like female empowerment, you know, like women getting used for their love and then abandoned. She's like, I refuse to let that happen to me. You know, I refuse to like play into that stereotype again and to allow that to happen to me. This is amazing. Oh, that's just phenomenal. I can't get enough. I need to listen to it again. Okay, let's go on to the next one. This is The Beast.
Turn on the music.
Oh, Phil Collins.
Touch your face, tick tock, you're almost out of time. There's a change in you that I have heard. You've kept this secret 11:59. Your heart's racing, oh why?
Oh, a werewolf.
Turn on the music, turn off the light.
Oh, chills.
Stay inside. Hungry, I wanna feel inside.
Wow, I've got chills all over my body. I will love every part of you. I want to see the worst parts of you because I truly want to be vulnerable with you.
You can't have who you live in 59.
That is so good, isn't it? Oh, it's just so clever. Fuck me.
Turn on the music.
I love how she's almost like kind of taken tropes of horror movie history. We have a werewolf, we have a zombie, we have a witch, we have the celebrity. So cool. The production, the actual music composition is so active on this album. Just as much a part of it as her lyrics and songwriting, you know. Was not expecting like an 80s power ballad moment in this. This one literally sounds like a horror movie. The chords and everything, like classic horror movie chords, you know. That chord is so sick. Bitch, come on. Fuck. Just phenomenal. Love it. Really just so powerful. Just, it's just like her songwriting is just amazing. She's just like, I've come up with this metaphor, right? Like, I want to see the truth within you. I want to see the darkness within you, because that's how we truly be vulnerable with one another. But let's turn it into a metaphor about like a werewolf, a beast, you know, someone turning into this beast at midnight. And let's make it sound like an 80s horror movie homage. You know, you've got the chords, you've got the massive power guitar stuff, you've got the huge vocals. From a pure songwriting standpoint, it's just a brilliant metaphor that extends beyond like what she's trying to tell you with the lyrics, extends beyond just like an image, it extends into like the entire sound of the song and the feeling of the song, and it just comes together as this like almost like cinematic thing. It's just visionary. She's just amazing. Like, what else can I say? Like, she's my favorite artist, and I think she's really pulling it together here. She's just firing on all cylinders, and it feels like she's pulling together so many different aspects of her career, you know. Yeah, I'm going to talk more about that at the end, because I want to talk that in my kind of end of album thing. Just stunning. I touch your face because I see panic. Who rang the alarm? I see you shivering. Your eyes are red. Your soul is gone. You're out of breath. Tick tock, tick tock. You're almost out of time, because at midnight there's a change in you that I've heard. You've kept the secret for so long. You whisper and it burns. You're out of breath. You're almost out of time. Yeah. You can't hide who you are. 11:59. Oh, I love this. It's actually making me emotional, because like it's just like so real. It almost feels like a conversation, like a really intimate conversation between two lovers who have like hidden something real about them from the other, and are finally kind of feeling as if they can actually share that, but there's so much fear in there, you know. It's like he's so scared to share that dark, like maybe dark side of himself with her. Turn on the music, turn off the lights. I want to feel the beast inside. I know you're hungry, ready to bite. I want to watch you turn tonight. Maybe it's like a kind of like a sexual ferocity in the bedroom. Maybe there's like a real dominant thing within his sex life that he's been maybe like scared of sharing. Because, you know, like what we're into in the bedroom, it's a very vulnerable moment to actually kind of share that with somebody. And that's really what I'm getting here. Feel the beast inside. That is a sexual thing, right? He was scared to show that vulnerability with her, and she's like allowing him to do that, you know? Oh, it's just so brilliantly written. I just love it. So we've got two final songs. Obviously, I know Die With A Smile very, very, very well. So let's go on to the final new song. And I guess what was probably the original end of the album before she just decided to tag Die With A Smile on. Yeah, this is Blade of Grass.
Lovers kiss in a garden.
This almost sounds like her kind of Harlequin album vibe.
How does a man like me love a woman like you?
Wow.
Wrap that blade of grass around my heart and we'll make it last.
Oh, wow. We'll make that promise with a braid of grass. We don't need rings and whatever.
Shelter from storm.
Ooh, gorgeous.
Till I die and I'll make you brand new. Come on,
That commitment. Did they get married?
little finger like a cast, but only in this field, so we'll make it last.
She needed a ballad, didn't she? Wrap that blade of grass. It's like a ring, you know? I love that.
It's no diamond ring.
Yeah.
Forever's not enough.
Yeah.
Not enough.
Ooh. Oh.
Come on and wrap that blade of grass.
We're not perfect beings. We're both broken, and yet together we can like fix one another, even if it's just using the blade of grass, you know? We don't need anything more.
And we'll make it last.
Cool. That's just stunning. The central metaphor there is just so stunning to me. Wrap just that blade of grass around my finger and it can be the ring. The church is burned down. It's almost like after a battle, they're like lying there on the ground and like everything's burnt down around them. They're just two broken people in this field. They don't have any ring or any jewelry to say their commitment to one another. But she's like, it doesn't matter. All I need is a single blade of grass, like for you to prove your love to me. But I love that it's wrapped around my finger like a cast. The way that their commitment for one another is the thing that heals the two of them, you know? I think she's been so focused on her own fractured mentality. And then when she dances in the shadow of a man, she finds something. She finds some sort of self-healing. And then when it then moves into the beast and this one, I think she's realizing that like her partner, Michael, is like broken as well. He's like, how can I love a woman like you, you know? Like, and she's like, all you need to do is just hold me until I die. It's just so stunning. She's like, it's just a simple, like, I might be Lady Gaga. I might be this larger than life personality. And he's like, how do I love someone like that? And she's just like, truly, just like you would anybody else. Now that they've both allowed to see one another's dark sides, they can truly kind of have this intimacy. And she believes that maybe actually now she can have a long-term relationship, you know. Lovers kiss in a garden made of thorns, traces of lonely words, illusions torn. You said, how does a man like me love a woman like you? I said, hold me until I die and I'll make you brand new. We're going to heal one another. And maybe the garden itself is like a metaphor, like the thorns, like the pain from previous relationships and stuff, all the baggage that we bring into our relationships. Come on and wrap that braid of grass around my finger like a cast. Even though the church burned down, I'll be your queen without a crown. I've been so lonely in this field, fighting a battle with no shield. Come on and wrap that blade of grass and we'll make it last. You said, how does a man like me love a woman? I love that. How does a man like me love a woman like you? It's just so vulnerable. We'll make it last. I'll give you something. Yeah, it's no diamond ring. The air that I'm breathing. Forever's not enough. A song we'll both sing. Yeah, it's not the same thing. This really does almost connect into Die With A Smile, which is coming next, you know? What a like strange, like kind of a little bit random blade of grass metaphor, but how beautiful. And actually like it's quite powerful to have a very industrial sounding album and then have a song right at the end, which is like nature, natural, back to basics, really kind of creates this arc of expressing and feeling and understanding these painful parts of yourself into a place that feels calm, like a field, like an open field. It's like a calm, beautiful place of healing, you know? Okay, before we go on to Die With A Smile, which obviously we're going to listen to again, this is a shout out to my patrons. Thank you everybody on Patreon who supports me. You guys are absolutely wonderful. I've got a lovely community of people over there who all have like done an amazing job in like introducing me to new music. I feel like they've completely broadened my horizons with music and they're lovely guys and it's a lovely little community. So thank you to everybody. And for your financial support too, let's be honest. Yeah, and if you want to go over and support me over on Patreon, you can do. I'll leave the link for you in the description and in the top comment and stuff. There's a whole bunch of bonus stuff going on over there, including uncut album reactions. Everything that goes on YouTube, there's like an uncut version that goes into Patreon. You also get bonus monthly album reactions that don't go on YouTube because they're the kind of stuff that probably wouldn't do as well on YouTube, but it's still worth listening to. You also get the uncut versions of all my, you know, my TikToks and YouTube shorts reactions. And in the upper tiers, you can request song reactions and album reactions from me. And those also go out to everybody on Patreon. So there's like loads of bonus content going on every month, as well as getting to see stuff like this video with no cuts in it. So yeah, it's well worth it. And yeah, and it's a lovely little community. And even just a little bit of support is amazing for me. Like on my kind of dream of being a full-time content creator and being able to have a creative profession. You know, this is a dream come true for me. So yeah, but yeah, so head over there if you want to support me too. Cool. Okay, let's go on to Die With A Smile. And let's analyze it in context of the album because although it felt tagged on, it just fits. So let's go. Seems strange to have another voice on this album. I kind of wish it was a solo. Wherever you go, that's where I'll follow. Like it's the last night, if the world was end and with a smile. It like actually dovetails so nicely from the previous song, you know, Hold Me Until I Die. I don't even wanna do this anymore.
That's where I'll follow.
It's just such a classically, brilliantly written song. Like it's the last night.
Like it's the last night. I wanna be next to you.
If the world was ending, I'd wanna be next to you. Next to you. And actually, it's so beautiful to have this as we have explored her love life in this album. It actually works so well. Next to you.
And
It's just so brilliant, this song. It's just gorgeous. I wanna be next to you. Bringing together every side of her personality. Yeah, so gorgeous. I love that song. I always will. It's just a classic. It's like a standard. It feels like timeless. And actually, like, I really do love that she brought it onto the album in the end. I wasn't expecting to. She's added it on, obviously, because like now she can say that the album already has like billions of streams before it's even come out, you know, which it makes so much sense. But I therefore thought that it might kind of sonically feel like it doesn't fit. It fits because the whole album is fractured in that way. And actually, thematically, it fits perfectly, doesn't it? You know, we've just explored this idea of like, how do we love one another? And she's like, hold me until I die. And here's a song that's if the world was ending, I'd want to be next to you. It just returns to that simplicity and that vulnerability between them. Because they've gone through all of this, they can be that person for one another, and it feels perfect. And actually, I've been thinking this the whole way through, but I'm saving it for the end. Happy Mistakes should have been on this album too. Thematically, again, my mind is made of shattered glass and all that stuff. It fits so perfectly with the theme of this album. You can kind of understand like how in Gaga kind of exploring the character of Harley Quinn, she's seen reflections of herself in that character. And she's managed to process elements of herself through that character. And that song really expresses that. But it just feels like it should be on the album because it's like, it just fits so nicely. I mean, the lyrics on Die With A Smile are fairly self-explanatory and we've all heard it 1,000 times. Our love's the only war worth fighting for. That fits onto the whole battlefield thing from the previous song. Like there's connections there. I love that it's like, almost like putting the final full stop on this message of like them seeing the darker parts of one another, understanding that, accepting those things in themselves and in one another, and being able to move on to the point where their love is so strong that all they want to do if the world was ending was to die next to you. And like thematically, the theme of death coming together in this song is just like beautiful. Whereas at the beginning, it's almost like the presence of death is kind of looming. But here it's like, I'd be happy to die because I'd be next to you. And so actually it kind of brings together that metaphor like into a beautiful kind of conclusion, which ultimately is like love will lead the way. Love will kind of save us, you know, which is actually so fucking beautiful. Yeah. So overall, like it's quite an overwhelming album to listen to when you first listen. There's like so many different tangents that she goes on. Even within each song, there's lots of different surprising moments. But that said, like, what I've pulled apart from the theming, from the lyrics, from the storyline, it's just so powerful to me and so kind of next level within Gaga storytelling, something that she hasn't quite done before. This like ongoing story, understanding oneself, understanding that you come from a place of being emotionally fractured, traumatized. She went through like some horrible stuff we obviously know about, like the assault and obviously like the trappings of fame, what happened with art pop, all of this kind of stuff that's going to have left this broken woman. And we can see that broken woman in the 5'2" documentary where she's physically in pain, emotionally exhausted. Everything that's to do with Joanne is kind of like, it feels exhausted. And she's reached this point where she feels like her celebrity persona is completely separate from her real persona. The fractured nature of herself is clear over every single thing from this era. All the images, Happy Mistake, Die With A Smile, Disease, and she explores those fractures and she comes to understand those fractures and she can start piecing them back together with music becoming her savior, with love becoming her salvation. She manages to accept the darkness within herself, not necessarily fix everything, but accept that within herself so that she can then get to a point where she can actually accept that darkness within her partner as well, and they can therefore be stronger together. This actually does bring me to a point that I kind of have been thinking throughout, and it's that like people have been talking about like Mayhem as an era, her returning to the Fame Monster, her returning to Born This Way era. But for me, it's more of like bringing together elements from the Fame Monster, Born This Way, art pop, even Joanne, Star Is Born, Harlequin, her movie star persona, Chromatica, everything. Every single album and every single thing that she's done has explored a different element of that. She's decided to make an album that takes those fractures and tries to push them back together. And it at times feels unwieldy and chaotic, but ultimately that kind of the through line of the metaphors, that's the thing that kind of actually does bring it all together, even though it is chaotic as an album. And actually it makes sense for the album itself to be chaotic because that's the point. You know, the point is that she is a fractured mess and she needs to find a way to pull herself back together. And the music itself is the way to pull herself back together. Therefore, for me, like kind of thematically and kind of storytelling wise, conceptually, it kind of almost like rises it above so many of her other iconic albums. I think it remains to be seen like where it will be on my kind of favorites, because like first listen, some of them I was a little bit like, oh, I don't know how I actually feel about these songs, you know. Some of them obviously like completely blew me away, but like I think some of them will be growers, but I'm very, very excited for that because growers are always better than showers. But yeah, I think that's ultimately where I am at the moment with it. Incredible depth, amazing storytelling, bangers after bangers, really, really nicely written, well done, but with this depth in storytelling and metaphor that I just think is so powerful and so relatable too, because I think we all have parts of ourselves that we are scared of. And ultimately it's in showing and understanding those things that we can move forward and have healthy relationships with one another. Yeah. I felt very eloquent today. Cool. I'm going to say, oh God, I think my favorite song at the moment, I'm going to give it to Shadow of a Man, even though like, I must say like Perfect Celebrity, Killer, Zombie Boy, Love Drug, How Bad You Want Me, The Beast, obviously Disease, Abracadabra, fucking insane. Yeah, I should probably give you a top 5. So Shadow of a Man, Perfect Celebrity, How Bad You Want Me, The Beast, Zombie Boy, I think. I'm going to give it to they're my top 5 at the moment, excluding Disease and Abracadabra, because I think they'd be in there as well. But let me know what your top 5 are in the comments. It might have probably changed by the time I read your comments, so we'll see. But yeah, let me know. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, and thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you want to check out my first ever album reaction to Chromatica, it is here. It's so embarrassing, but you can watch it here. And if you want to check out my podcast and my Lady Gaga episode of the podcast, it's here. And if you want to check out Patreon, it's here. Haha. Bye, guys.